Identity crisis. The most vital sector has ironically long been ignored by most governments, which is a major drawback. Identity refers to a person's subjective sense of self, which includes personal experiences, relationships, beliefs, values, and historical events. This contributes to the development of a consistent self-image that remains relatively constant. Identity is people's concepts of who they are, of what sort of people they are, and how they relate to others. Today, national identity is the main form of collective identification. Whatever the feelings of individuals, it provides the dominant criterion of culture and identity, the sole principle of government, and the chief focus of social and economic activity. Throughout history and in the current system, education has played a critical role in creating the identity of the young generations. Globalization has been playing a dynamic role in changing the lifestyles of common people, those who are either living in far-off places of Africa or enjoying busy lives in cosmopolitan cities of the US. Many authors believe that globalization is a multifaceted, inconsistent process taking place in different domains of society. This process involves internationalization and cosmopolitanism, assimilation and fragmentation, universalization, and homogenization, which is basically an unavoidable dialectical mechanism comprising speedy social, cultural, political, and technological change. Therefore, these changes are taking place simultaneously in different directions at varied scales and in diverse territories, proving that all these fields, scales, and scenarios are interdependent and interconnected. People's lives in developed and developing countries are being transformed by historic changes. National economies and even national cultures are becoming more global. Nationalism and national identity consciousness are two essential phenomena that are dwindling in today's global environment. It is because of our colonial heritage and the impact of the global fascinating world that Pakistan's education system does not provide curricula to develop nationalistic abilities and patriotism in our future generations. We are literally producing youth without providing them with an identity that they can be proud of. There is a mushroom growth of schools with diverse and varied curricula. We have several boards working in our state, we have a foreign education system in our schools, and yet we are hoping for the best. We believe that this educational system would nurture the future minds of Pakistan and give the best patriotic and energetic fuel for the economy. The developed world is actually following the philosophy of Plato in order to maintain a utopian society. The government of the time, specifically the ruler or whoever was in charge, had to control education and information. Plato saw it as a way for a ruler to influence the people's views and instill in them a patriotic loyalty to their state and the obligations they had to fulfill. We are all aware of Japan's efficient, modernized, and up-to-date educational system. They are not only preparing their kids for the challenges of the global world through extensive technological training, but they are also instilling moral education to become peaceful, progressive, and democratic cosmopolitan members of society. They have also realized that in order to retain and expedite the state's development, they must instill a sense of patriotism in them. The redesigned Japanese curriculum emphasizes the importance of instilling pride in one's country and region, as well as Japanese culture and traditions, with a focus on moral education. Today, moral education is recognized as a crucial program for building patriotism among children. In accordance with the redesigned curriculum, moral education is now seen as a crucial program for building patriotism among children. China has a long history of ideological teachings, but its mandatory patriotic education curriculum is relatively new. The Patriotic Education Campaign was a political campaign in China that began in 1991 but was not fully implemented until 1994. In May 1995, the Chinese government released the notice on recommending hundreds of patriotic education books to primary and middle schools across the country, which included a list of 100 patriotic films, songs, and books. The campaign's major purpose was to improve national togetherness and develop national self-esteem and pride. Pakistan has failed to establish a curriculum that can produce technologically savvy fuel for the economy and industry but also generate a youth filled with nationalistic and patriotic spirits. Our pupils, who are not yet able to discern what is right and wrong, are being overloaded and exposed to curricula designed in other countries, particularly the West, and are free to watch shows produced in foreign languages by foreign media. It is because of low pay and lack of respect in society, intelligent and successful professionals are hesitant to join this community. As a result, untrained, discouraged, depressed, incompetent, and low-esteem persons have polluted this country. The country has also become a battleground for political leaders, with each attempting to impose their own policies, educational system, curriculum, and infrastructure. The most vital sector has ironically long been ignored by most governments, which is a major drawback. This is why we are producing youth who are readily influenced by foreign media, foreign education systems, foreign ideologies, foreign music, and even foreign history. We have failed to attract them despite having a rich history and culture, which is why it is not incorrect to claim that we are producing a generation that is inflicted with an identity crisis. Published in the Express Tribune, July 22, 2022.